Hey guys, what's going on? Voodoo5092 here. Welcome to another room update as part of my room renovation of 2014. As I promised to you guys a while back when I made the last video, there would no longer be nightly videos, just updates when things happen. Not a lot has changed in the past few days with the room since we finished painting it. What has changed is I am now back in here sleeping, and we have cleaned some things up a bit. We got the light fixtures back up and installed. The fan is installed. The air conditioning duct and all of the electrical cover plates. You can see my TV and TV stand are back in here for the time being, and that's pretty much it. I've also set up, as you can see, my gaming rig on the floor. No desk in here yet. I got my power line Ethernet system plugged in as well. This stuff is not going to be staying here. It's not in here permanently yet, obviously. You can see over there I've got a TV tray basically set up over there as my makeshift night table where I'm putting my clock and some drinks. We moved my bed back to its sort of original position, and everything else pretty much as is. I have my second monitor sitting over here on the floor as far as my dual monitor setup. No reason to have dual monitor right now because I'm not recording or anything. So over time, paint has held up well. The paint looks really good, and you really can't see the border line, at least the bottom border line, unless you are looking at it basically from underneath, just because of the way the light is. If you're standing up just looking around the room, you really can't see it unless you're intentionally looking for it. So the next step is getting the chair rail placed. So the chair rail is going to be what covers this the where the two colors meet. It's going to separate that out, and it's going to give the room an overall sort of polished look. I gotta get this big ladder out of here. We don't really need it anymore. So today we went to Home Depot and we bought the chair rail, all of it that we're gonna need. So I'll give you a look. This is what it looks like. Alright, just a little textured sort of wooden slat. As you can see, we have many of those. And it's gonna go, like I said, just right along here. Now, we don't have the expertise or the knowledge to actually put that up ourselves. None of us have ever actually put up a rail, and it's going to get tricky when you get into the tight spaces like up in there, and when a wall is too long just to put one of these things, and you gotta make two of them meet. And then of course the trickiest part will probably be in the corners here where two of these pieces come and meet, and you gotta cut them on an angle and try to line them up. We just don't know how to do that right now. So we have to find a carpenter to do this. We asked at Home Depot when we went, do you guys install this kind of stuff? And they said no. They only install like external stuff like doors and windows and stuff like that. They don't do internal molding. Why, I don't know. There must be a reason, business reason why they don't do it, but they don't. And regardless of that, we got to find somebody to install it. So today is Thursday, so we're probably not going to be able to find anybody by the end of this week, but currently we're doing some searching on Angie's List, and we're looking for a carpenter, highly rated carpenter, who we can give a call to and basically try to schedule them to come out one day next week. And I mean, this should be a relatively easy one-day job for someone who's experienced with putting this kind of stuff up. It really shouldn't be a big job at all. And of course, when that happens, the night before that happens, this stuff's got to be moved out again. So the TV and this table have got to come out again. The baker's rack's got to be moved. The bed's got to be moved back out. My computer rig has to be shut down and moved back out again. And so the night before, I will be once again probably sleeping down in the guest room where I've got TV and stuff like that. So I probably have one more night of guest room sleeping coming up the night before this is all done. But once the carpenter installs all this stuff, hopefully again one day next week, then we've got the green light. That means we can move everything back in here, all the furniture, including, yes, the computer desk, which is the one thing I really want set up so I can have my recording setup back up. And then we can get my dresser and my nightstand back in here and everything. And of course reset this TV stand up, and everything will be back in. And then from then on, it's up to me to just pretty much redecorate the room as I want to, you know. Packing away the old stuff, putting out the current stuff I want, sort of searching and finding a nice bookcase that I want to replace this rack, getting frames for the posters, hanging the pictures back up on the wall. All that can happen, although technically we could do some of that stuff now. For instance, I could put these shelves back up if I really wanted to, because that's not in the way. I could hang the pictures on my wall. I could put the posters up. I could actually do all that stuff because it wouldn't technically be in the way. But it might just be easier to leave everything off the wall so that there's no risk of anything getting broken or damaged, and give the carpenter plenty of room and nothing to worry about or work around when he is doing his job and installing the rail. So, you know, probably just leave everything off the wall for now and put it all up when we're all done. And basically that's where we stand. So for now, I'm sleeping back in the room. This could affect, depending on what day the Carpenter comes out next week, this could affect my playing of the next Dark Souls 2 DLC on Tuesday. I'm not going to go into detail about this because you could be watching this weeks, months, years after this is filmed, and therefore it has no bearing on you and you don't care. So for those who are watching it relatively recently to when it was posted, I'll be going into more detail on that in this upcoming week's weekly ritual that I'll be doing probably on Sunday. So if you're interested in that, check that video out. I'm not going to go into detail here because it might not be relevant to you. But we'll just have to play it by ear. That's really the last big thing we have to do, is schedule a carpenter to come do this work. And then once that's done, the rest is gravy. And it's just a matter of, over the course of the next few weeks, putting the finishing touches on the room. But I just wanted to give you guys an update as to where we were. Next week, again, if you're watching this, relatively close to when it was released, next week we will be getting back to gameplay. I will be playing the next Dark Souls 2 DLC. It depends when the Carpenter comes out, what day I'll be doing that. But it will be coming next week, so don't worry about it. Gameplay comes back next week, which I'm really excited about. School starts next week, which I'm not so excited about. But again, I'll talk all about this in the upcoming weekly ritual for those who this video is current for. Alright, so this is just the update on the room. Hope you enjoyed it. And the next video I'll film is probably after the molding has been placed by the carpenter. It's probably the next time I'll be doing an update from the room. So thanks guys, and I'll see you with an update when the time comes.